In this video, we'll be going over required QuickBooks accounts, items, and types. Also, this video goes along with Appendix 2 in your Getting Started guide. These accounts, items, and types are mandatory and in some cases cannot be altered. First, we'll take a look at items. Go up and click on Lists and Item List. And this is where you will find these items. The first mandatory item we're going to look for is materials. Let's change this filter from all fields to item name number and click search. These items are used on purchase orders sent over to QuickBooks from Total Management. And if we click on parts, down here we can see our income account right here. And we also see our expense account right here. We also have an item called trade-in. This is a system item used to stock a trade into QuickBooks. For example, when you send a deal from Sales Manager and the deal has a trade-in, we use the trade-in item to stock that trade into the QuickBooks inventory. And if we click on it, we can see here the account. Next item we have is dealer options. And this will be used for the dealer installed options on a deal. Again, the account. Click OK. And we also have the item shipping. And that goes into your shipping and freight account. Finally, we have a series of items that we use to handle write-offs or overpayments on warranty claims. Let's type in warranty. And here we see our three items: the write-off parts, write-off labor, and overpayment. Let's take a look at write-off labor. And the account drop-down. And here we can see shortages, overages, labor. Above here we can see the parts. And right below it we can see the overpayments. Okay, those are the items. Now let's take a look at some of the required accounts. Over to the right we can select Chart of Accounts. And the first one we're going to take a look at is this Trade-in Wash account. Now these accounts we're talking about are mandatory, but you can rename them if you like. In other words, you can change the name and number of the account, but you can't delete it. The account has to stay. We also have the Accounts Payable Trade-in account. This is an accounts payable account used by Total Management when we are stocking a trade into QuickBooks. The bill can be found here in the Accounts Payable Trade-in account, and the payment comes out of the Trade-in Wash account. Next we have the Undeposited Funds account right here. Again, this is a QuickBooks system account that cannot be deleted, but like the Trade-in Wash account, it can be renamed and renumbered. And finally, we have the Sales Tax Payable. This is where you'll be tracking your sales tax. One thing to keep in mind that the accounts for the floor plan liabilities must have an account type of accounts payable, as opposed to the other current liability type. Next, we're going to take a look at types. So from lists, go down to customer and vendor profile types. And let's start with vendor type list. Now these types come pre-installed in QuickBooks and cannot be deleted, but you can always add vendor types if needed. Now we use these vendor types to assign certain vendors to certain kinds of tasks. For example, if you had a vendor with the type of lien holder, this would be an indication that the vendor has a lien on a trade-in. Or if we had a vendor that we use for sublet, on the vendor's record, we would assign sublet as the type. And the same goes for customers. Let's go down and click on the customer type list. Here we can see our customer types. And if you had a warranty company, you would assign warranty company as the type. Just like the vendor types, these are pre-installed and mandatory, but you can add to them as well. And that's it. Required QuickBooks accounts, items, and types.